The H1B lottery for fiscal year 2026 is right around the corner. But have you ever wondered why some employers just don't want to sponsor that H1B? Is it because it's too expensive? Or is it that it's just an excuse? Or is it because the odds are actually not in your favor? And seriously, does getting an H1B in 2025 actually cost 6 lakh rupees, which is about $6,185? Well, stick around as I break down every H1B cost and explain exactly what your employer is legally required to pay. I'm Simon Shetty. I'm the founder of Smart Green Card, and if US immigration feels confusing, you're not alone. I've been there myself, and that's why I break down complex visa processes and green card processes into simple, clear, actionable steps that actually make sense and you can pursue. Quick heads up, I'm not an immigration attorney and my content is only for educational and informational purposes. So always consult an immigration attorney, a licensed US immigration attorney, for legal advice if you want to pursue any path that I mentioned. Now, if you're considering an H1B visa, you're probably wondering, how much does it really cost? First of all, your employer has to enter you into that lottery. So for fiscal year 2026, that registration runs from March 7th to March 24th, 2025. To be specific, it's noon Eastern time. And then the fee for that is $215. Yep, it was just $10 last year. That's wild, right? Well, USCIS gets way more applications than the 85,000 available spots. So they do a random selection. It's a computerized selection. They do it randomly. So technically, only a certain part of it is kind of merit-based until a certain filter. And then after that, everything is luck-based. So it's not really merit-based in that regard. So if you get picked though, only then you can have your employer file the actual H1B petition, which is the form I-129. Now, this is where the real costs start kicking in, which is the H1B petition fees. So once you're picked, your employer has to file your H1B petition. And here's what they have to pay. They have to pay a base filing fee of $780 for most employers and $460 for some small companies and nonprofits, but most people end up paying the larger amount. And on top of that, there is a fraud prevention fee of about $500, which applies to new H1Bs or change of status, but it's not required for extensions really. So more fees coming up. Then there's the ACWIA fee, which is the workforce training fee, which varies based on the company size. So if the company has about 25 employees, they pay about $1,500. And if they have less than 25 employees, they pay about $750. So that's the additional fee that they have to tack on. And then additionally, there is the asylum program fee, which is $600 for larger employers and $300 for small businesses and nonprofits. Well, technically, this fee is supposed to help fund the US asylum programs. But then with Trump tightening the asylum programs, does this really make sense to be in there? Anyway, so if an employer wants faster processing, they can pay for the premium processing, which is an additional $2,805, and it guarantees a 15-day decision or a 15-day action on that case. So let's add this all up. What's the total cost here? Let's do the math. The total H1B costs without premium processing range anywhere between $4,815 to about $6,185. And in Indian rupees, this is going to be a pretty big sum of about 4 to 6 lakh rupees. And if you add the legal fees, which is basically the fees that the attorneys charge in order to prepare and file an H1B application, that ranges between $1,000 and $4,000 depending on the type of attorney, depending on how much work is involved, whether they're in-house or contracted, and many more things. So the cost can go even higher if it meets an edge case of more time needed for that case preparation. With USCIS's April 2024 fee hike, the H1B sponsorship is now more expensive than ever. So can your employer technically make you pay this fee? I get this question a lot. Hey Simon, my company says that if I leave before 2 years, I have to pay back my H1B fees. Is that even legal? Well, of course you have to ask an attorney for legal advice, but generally speaking, the short answer here is no, it's not. Employers cannot make you pay for your H1B filing costs. And yet I know a lot of people where employers are actually making them pay that, which is completely illegal. And it's mostly rampant in these consulting service companies that hire people and then place them in other places. The Department of Labor is very clear on this, and it has strict rules that prohibit the employers from passing these costs on to employees, because the employer is the one benefiting from hiring you. So technically, the government wants the employer to pick up all the fees that are incurred in this process. If you want real-time updates on US visas and EB-1A strategies, you should follow Smart Green Card on LinkedIn and Instagram. We put daily nuggets of information absolutely for free, and just by following over a few months, you will have a lot more awareness and a lot more knowledge about the deeper aspects of the EB-1A and many other visa paths, which might be viable for you, apart from the regular paths that you might be pursuing right now and being fed up with those. And if you have any questions about the EB-1A or the O-1A, just comment below. I and my team will be happy to help you out.